up, everyone? Give me 4! Today we will be reviewing Universal's Casper.
Well, if you're that pumped, I'm excited because I get to say one of my all-time favorite lines in film history.
What's that, Derek? It's the Leaning Tower of Cheese!
We'll be reviewing the forgotten Disney classic, A Goofy Movie.
Smoke it! Stack and Mac. Stack and Mac. Looking back on movies.
So, Adam, A Goofy Movie, a forgotten classic.
Definitely.
Does it hold up?
I think that it does, but not in the same way that I remember it. This is only the second time I feel like I've watched it. I think I watched it once when I was 9.
Oh, wow.
When it came out, and I've watched it 25 years later, and I have to say I did really enjoy it.
I actually watched this a lot growing up. I had it in the clamshell case, and it was probably one of my favorite kind of go-to movies. I loved Goofy. If you couldn't tell, it kind of rubbed off on me a little bit.
Right.
But, it's interesting for me because I remember music being in the film.
Right.
But I don't remember it being as musical and having as many numbers as it
Well,
does.
forgotten numbers. I think that the music in it's some of the most underrated Disney music that they've put in one of their animated films.
I don't know if I agree with that. For me, I enjoyed the music when I'm watching it, but then at the end I'm like, what was that? I couldn't remember a single.
You don't think the songs by Powerline, today, still hold up?
No, I don't.
And really?
Yeah, and the Powerline character, I felt like it was 5 years too late.
Maybe.
It felt like a character that, a corporation was like, all right, and it took them 5 years to come up with because it was like an MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, rock character.
But I think the situation is identifiable. You know, anyone in their teenage years wants to go see that big superstar and wants to gather together with their friends. Maybe not on pay-per-view anymore because that's kind of not really a thing. But it's identifiable.
No, I get it.
Yeah, and I think that's what started out the movie so great. Kind of lost its way through the middle and kind of turned into another movie. But, it's good. It's a good film.
I forget. It was one of those openers where you're expecting Max to just be your stereotypical kind of loser, but he's actually just an ordinary kid with an ordinary level of confidence and friends.
Right, yeah, he has friends, he's okay with his friends, he's not trying to change who he is, he just wants to impress the girl he likes, who really isn't the super popular girl in school either. It's almost Roxanne's just the same kind of person. She has her friends.
The opening, again, this is the second week where we're dealing with daddy issues.
We are, yes.
Yeah, he has this dream and then he turns into his father at the end of it, and now it's a father-son road trip movie. That's what a Goofy movie is. It's a road trip film.
Yes, but you don't realize that really towards, the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie. You don't really see that that's where the film is going.
No. Do you think that the first 10 to 12 minutes is the strongest part of the film, or does it hold up all the way through?
I think it's two sort of films. I think that Disney missed an opportunity to tell a really great teenage coming-of-age story within the first 10 to 12 minutes. And then they missed their opportunity of telling a really sincere father-son story because they sort of melded the two together, but were unable to make it a cohesive film. And this film was brought about from the sitcom, the animated sitcom, if you will, Goof Troop.
Oh, yeah.
Where they probably sort of made the relationships a little bit more evident. I haven't really watched Goof Troop, but it almost felt like 2 episodes of a sitcom put together in one film. And it didn't flow as much as I would like for it to flow. Okay. I was more invested in Max than Goofy.
I was pleasantly surprised by Goofy. Goofy, for me, was a relatable character. Max was kind of just that jerk teenager who wants everything his way.
He was a jerk teenager, but I think also there's these instances of he's really only a jerk because he doesn't exactly know how to talk to his dad, because they are so different.
Well, what teenager does? animation, it's a good thing that you bring up a Goof Troop, because I immediately fell in love with the world again and the animation style, and it brought me back to my childhood and watching those cartoons growing up.
Right, yeah.
This movie, it is at the end of the 2D era, and look what's coming towards the story. Right. Same year.
Yes.
We don't get another 2D kind of animated strong film like that until
Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
I think so. So kind of at the height of their powers, and the animation holds up.
I think so. I definitely think so.
Because now you go back to the first Toy Story and you're like, it's a little rough.
It is a little rough, except if you watch it on Disney Plus and they've adapted it to 4K, and it's pretty cool.
We are not sponsored by Disney Plus.
No, we are not. Just saying.
We should probably talk about the best way to see these films. It's probably a good idea. So right now, a Goofy movie, Disney Plus.
Correct, yes. I watched Casper on an old DVD that I've had since 2000. Probably. It's not worn out yet.
Thanks for letting me borrow that. I ended up spending $3.99 to rent it on Vudu. You can also get it through the Showtime trial on Amazon Prime. So if you want to sign up for a free week trial and then forget about it and start getting another subscription that you're going to have to pay for, there you go. But that's it. I mean, really, a lot of these films you can find on streaming services. You're just going to end up probably paying.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So like Mallrats last week was on the DVD. So voice acting. What did you think of kind of the casting and?
I thought the casting was really good. Goofy's character to me, I believe it was the same actor that had done Goofy for a really long time.
Story.
I thought that he was really great. I thought that he brought the sincerity to Goofy. James Marsden, who kind of is like typical 90s person and stuff, voiced Max. And oddly enough, I didn't really realize it was him until I did my research after the fact. And I thought he did a really, really great job with that. I think the voice acting's good. I mean, they've got some good actors.
There's a common thread. We're starting to find threads for the movies that we're watching, and Wallace Shawn plays the principal, who is also the teacher in Clueless.
Right.
Who will also be voice acting Rex in A Toy Story. So kind of a red letter year for that guy.
Yeah, everybody loves Wallace Shawn.
If you could actually remember his name without Googling it and looking it up, because he's always that guy from A Princess Bride.
Yes. He'll always be the guy from Clueless for me.
And he's in Canadian Bacon.
Yes.
So, music, again, you like it. You say
I
it's
definitely
underrated.
do. It was a bunch of different types of songs. The song When They're on the Road doesn't exactly match the opening high school number, which doesn't exactly match Powerline's numbers. But I liked the music. I thought it very underrated. I'm surprised there aren't a lot of people singing some of the songs.
Like what's the one from Lester's Possum Park?
Yeah, I don't think that's a great piece of
It's
music.
creepy.
It's a lull in the film.
That's a lull and Bigfoot.
I mean, where did that even come from?
Slows it down.
Yeah.
When we say slow it down, it's an hour and 15 minutes long.
This
is a fast movie.
It is a fast movie, yes.
It ends before, I will say it's like Jumanji. It had good flow. It doesn't last longer than what it needs to.
Right, yes.
I asked you at the beginning of this, and I should always wait till the end, and I forget to do that, but you think, in your opinion, this movie holds up?
I do think that it holds up.
Okay. I don't think it does. Just for the fact that I kept thinking, who is the audience for this film now? Is it our age group, where we're going back and being nostalgic and appreciating it? Or is it a film that children and newcomers could enjoy?
I think children could enjoy this film.
Okay.
I do think that they could. I mean, obviously, I think that the people really watching it now are people that enjoyed it when they were younger and are probably rewatching it and reminiscing about how much they liked it. But I do think that there are certain things about it that children growing up today could still identify with.
I would love to see 9 and 10-year-olds watch it and be like, what's the video camera? Or like, why doesn't Goofy just take his cell phone out and call 911 when
the car is going down the river?
Like, where the technology thing
That's true. It's not timeless.
It dates it, yeah.
Right, it definitely dates it, true.
And there's something to be said about those timeless fantasy classics that Disney does that allows that to happen.
Right, yes.
You're not taken out of the story when that kind of anachronistic thing happens.
Right. And I can honestly say that one of the questions I had the whole entire movie, which is minuscule, but where are they from? They're driving across the country to Idaho and then to Los Angeles, but it never gives them a starting point, and for some reason that bothered me, and I don't know why. But I just didn't get a sense of where they were in America when they started this film.
And where's Max's mom?
Yes, they never really identified that as, well, where were all the mothers?
I know, the best friend.
PJ had his dad, Roxanne had her dad, where were all the mothers?
No moms in this Disney universe.
No.
And Goofy doesn't talk about his mom at all. He just talks about dad and this fishing trip.
Yes.
And then tears up a little bit when they're having that sweet moment in the car.
Right.
Still a good movie. I appreciate it. I think it holds up decent.
Yeah.
Moving on, shall we?
Yes, let's move on to Casper.
I like this movie. I love this movie growing up.
I love this movie also.
As much as you like Clueless?
In a different way.
Okay.
In a different way. Casper, I saw it when it first came out. I used to watch it every Halloween growing up. It's not really a Halloween movie. Well, it's set around Halloween, so...
It happens on Halloween.
Yeah, but I love it. I've always loved it.
I liked it. I thought the ghosts were probably better at the acting aspect of it. Some of Christina Ricci's delivery isn't the greatest.
I think it's not the greatest, but I think that also some of the situations they put her character in, like the hard copy video where they're following her around his school. She's like, look, it's the first day of school and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have homework, so could you just please? Like, no video, crew is going to be following a teenager around high school.
I thought she did well in that. It was one of the more intimate moments when she's with Casper. But again, she's acting with something that's not there.
Yeah, nothing that's there.
I liked that hard copy open. The loner daughter. They traipse her all across the country looking for her mom, the ghost. I was like, man. Yeah.
I mean, this movie deals with some pretty dark themes, even though it's a lighthearted family entertainment. There's some really deep themes going on.
The three uncles want to kill the
Casper. Yeah,
they want to kill
her dad. Yeah, her dad, so that they can have a fourth ghost to haunt Whipstaff with. And I don't know how they are his uncles. They never really explained that. That was one problem I had with the film.
The biggest plot hole and probably my biggest kind of thing that I had watching it is they talk about this unfinished business, right?
Right.
What unfinished business other than getting drunk and eating junk food do the uncles have?
But also, what unfinished business does Casper have?
Exactly. And if Casper has unfinished business, where is his dad? Because his dad obviously has unfinished business because he didn't bring his father back, or he didn't bring his son back.
Correct. And it seems like Casper had a great emotional attachment to his father. So you would think that his unfinished business would be attached to that as well. And he fulfilled his father's dream of making the machine work to bring back somebody from the dead. So you would think that maybe that would have been Casper's unfinished business. And he got a friend, which seemed to be the starting point of his character, was that he wanted a friend, and he received that.
That's his unfinished business. That's a great point. So why doesn't he turn into light at the end when him and...
Maybe because they were hoping to do a sequel?
That did not happen.
It did not happen.
It did not happen.
It didn't happen.
So, interestingly enough, we were talking about CGI in a Toy Story. Does the CGI and the ghosts in this movie work? Does it still
I actually think that it does. I really think that it does. I don't think there's anything hokey about it. I don't think there's anything that makes it feel dated from a CGI perspective.
I think the ghosts of the uncle and Casper work, but it's interesting, I guess, to be able to tell them apart because they're introduced later. Bill Pullman's character dies.
Yes, those are different. And
what's her name?
Kerrigan. Yes, Kerrigan Crittenton's. Their face are like, it's almost like the person that did the design for the first set of ghosts quit unexpectedly, and they brought somebody else in. They're like, well, we'll just do this.
And she's a woman, so she needs to have her hair. I don't know. It just felt kind of jarring because the main ghosts work.
Right.
And
yes,
even when they're interacting with the actors, I will give credit to the director, allowing the actors to interact. I mean, in daring ways.
Right, yeah.
They're hugging each other, they're
right.
grappling with each other, they're kissing. There's a lot of interactions with
definitely,
these characters, and you buy it.
Right.
So casting, voice acting works well.
I think that the casting's really great. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up watching this, I hated Kerrigan Crittenton's character. I still don't like her character, but man, that she had some funny lines that I just giggled uncontrollably when she's on the phone and she's like, no, not I ate fish, I hate fish. Don't you have cows here? I mean, the way Kathy Moriarty delivers those lines is really funny, and I don't think that I think she was intentionally overacting because she knew that's what the character required and stuff. I thought Bill Pullman was great. I didn't realize how young he looked until I watched it.
Very young.
I do think Christina Ricci was really good in it. And I love Amy Brenneman, who plays her mom. I was a big Judging Amy fan when it was on CBS. And I just think that she's great in anything that she's in. Small role, but effective in how she delivered the lines.
So Christina Ricci, to be fair, she's young. She's interacting with nothing. Kirsten Dunst, though, I put them up head to head. I think Kirsten Dunst would come out on top. That's my.
Well, I mean,
that's my cage match.
Back in the '90s, those were the two. They were in everything.
They were everything.
I think that Kirsten Dunst could have done this role just as well.
Yeah.
But I think I thought she was good.
Yeah,
I thought Christina Ricci was good. Christina Ricci's a good actress. Gotta start somewhere.
The one-liners from the uncles, I think the comedic. It's sort of like in Aladdin. Some of Aladdin's jokes don't really hold up very well. Some of the jokes that the uncles give, I don't know, they just feel kind of like they're pulling at teeth to get laughs.
Yeah.
But again, I thought their interactions were quite good. An amazing set.
Oh, the house is phenomenal.
Amazing set.
I mean, even when they drive up to it for the first time and you see this big old house and it's got the purples and reds kind of in the inner lining of it, just give it this sense of creepiness, but not cheesy creepy, I feel like.
Overall screenplay.
I thought it was funny, but there are those plot holes in it. I think that it could have been a little longer, dare I say, just to fill in some of the plot holes, or maybe taken out a little bit of the middle and added some stuff. It just really bothered me that I felt like Casper's character we could have been given more of his backstory.
We got it though.
Other than he died sleigh riding and caught pneumonia.
Yeah, and he liked baseball.
What is his attachment to his uncles? Why is he really still there?
Here's something that really made me mad. The ghosts are not beholden or not stuck in the house or the property. Like, they can go anywhere.
They can go anywhere they want to. Yes, that's true.
Do you want a magazine from Japan?
Just please go through the telephone wires.
Yeah, that was another weird thing too. So, for kind of a world that is still skeptical about ghosts,
right,
and yet they can go wherever they are. And then Bill Pullman's character, his whole career is talking to ghosts and interacting with them.
But then he's scared of them when he first sees them. I thought that was strange also. Like, he sees Casper, who's not scary at all, and he just flips out. And it was done for cheap humor.
It was.
It was done for cheap humor.
It's a good family children's film.
Yeah.
I think you can put this in front of any child. I still enjoyed watching it. I will say, an hour and 40 minutes, good for me. We don't need anything longer than that. And at about an hour and 30, I was like, let's wrap this.
Oh, it wrapped it up pretty quickly.
What were your thoughts on Casper, the real boy, when he comes down and they start floating?
I thought that it was nice. It was a nice gesture of Casper doing something good for somebody else and being rewarded. I think that it teaches a nice life lesson for children, that if you do the right thing and you do something, there is a reward in doing the right thing. I did think that it was kind of, the whole "can I keep you" line is weird to me. It was weird when he whispered it to her when he was a ghost. And it was weird that out of all the time they spent together, that was the one thing that made her realize that it was him. He could have just said, "Hey, it's me, Casper." Like, I don't know. That line just disturbed me a little bit. It was very strange.
The lesson is, if you stay out late and don't mind what your daddy says, you're going to die of pneumonia. But if you sacrifice your real body, you can be rewarded with a fake body for like an hour.
For an hour, because Cinderella wasn't 12 years old.
Also, Kat's mother coming down in the red dress was very jarring to me. I didn't like that scene. I was like, why is it her mom telling Casper?
Well, I think they went for this whole like Pinocchio Blue Fairy thing, which I kind of understand, but I had issues the way she just sort of like, with her arms out and those red things dangling down and stuff. Like that was not great costuming, in my opinion.
And your dad is up in heaven, but he couldn't make it right now. Like, I'm sure that you'd really want your father, again, daddy issues. I'm sure you'd want your daddy to come down and do this, but I'm all you got. So, it was kind of a dumb ending. Again, set was amazing. I love the lair. That really stuck with me when I was a child, when they were on the chair and they were going through the morning routine.
Yes. I really think it would have made a great theme park ride. Like if the movie was more popular, something like that house would have made a really cool theme park ride to go through.
So Universal could have had their own haunted house to rival Disney's.
Yes.
Because this is not a Disney movie.
No, it is not.
As much as you would think that it was. So I guess that kind of wraps it up for us.
I think it does, yeah.
A goofy movie, good movie.
Casper, good movie.
Casper, I think, holds up
better
than a Goofy movie.
Yes.
And a Goofy movie has now kind of gotten its second wind. I would be interested to see the number of views that it has on Disney Plus. Right?
Yeah.
Is it being watched as much as the other animated classics? They did make a sequel. They made a sequel.
They did make a sequel, but it was direct to video. So Disney, the studio obviously didn't have enough faith that it would be gone to see, so they released it directly on video.
Well, check it out.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for us at Stack and Mac this week. In 2 weeks, we will be watching
The American President, Rob Reiner's film,
and GoldenEye, starring Pierce Brosnan. So come on back.
See you later. What's up, everybody? Give me 4. Today we are reviewing 1995's Casper.
Well, I mean, if you're that pumped, I'm excited because I get to say one of my favorite lines in all of movie history.
It's the Leaning Tower?
Now you're supposed to be like, what is that, Derek?
What is that, Derek? Let's do this again.
Disney could have phoned it in with the Haunted Mansion. They could have just picked an old Victorian mansion.
You mean Universal?
Universal.
Yeah. What?
Now we'll keep it in because that's right. Another funny thing for me is I went to Disney Plus thinking that I was going to be able to watch Casper, and it's not on there.
It is not a Disney movie. That is true. It is not a Disney film.